Good evening. The Armstrong School District Board of Directors regular monthly meeting of June 12, 2017 is about to begin. Do stand with us for a moment of reflection, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Burdell.
Here.
Mr. Chauncey.
Here.
Mr. Close.
Here.
Ms. Lote. Dr. Lobby. Mr. Mulberry.
Here.
Mr. Barrett.
Here.
Mr. Scade.
Here.
Ms. Walker.
Here.
The Board of School Directors of Armstrong School District convened an executive session on Monday, June 12th at 7 o'clock p.m. in the Faculty Lounge of West Hills Intermediate School in Katanning for discussion of personnel and a real estate agenda item.
And tax assessment appeal.
Any additional reports from last week?
No additional reports.
Public comments on agenda items this evening.
Doug Smith, James Drive, Ford City. Couple questions on the purchase of a light structure system. Is that going through the state co-op?
KPN, Keystone Person Network, yes.
Excuse me?
KPN Network, yes, Keystone Person
Okay,
Network.
because it wasn't listed on, okay, but.
I was going to bring that up at the motion, yes, it is.
Well, say it. Okay, and now that's Musco's, they're based in Iowa. Are they going to subcontract that, or are their people coming in? Do we know?
I believe they come in.
Okay, their personnel, they're not subcontracted it.
As far as I know, Musco brings a group in to do
Okay.
it.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we have a home football game scheduled September 1st. Will this field be ready? I was up there yesterday, and what we have is a bunch of flags and 2 pieces of equipment, not 1 piece of dirt moved. Can they do that in less than 90 days? And the grandstand, would you agree the grandstand and the lights have to be in before the field can even be started, the turf? You don't want people driving over the brand new turf, right?
I believe the turf will be the first thing in. The grandstands lights will be coming afterwards. I believe they're going to put the pillars in and the bases, but I believe the turf is the first thing that's going to be done.
How are you going to get the lights on the far end of the?
I don't have those answers. We'll have to ask our person
Okay,
responsible.
but so
Yeah, there was never a understanding that the entire complex would be done for the fall. We were under the impression they were going to do everything in their power to get the athletic component, the field,
Right.
the track, the lights, and the grandstands completed sometime in September. So yeah, we understand that it may be difficult to play a home event there this fall.
Okay, that's what I was looking for. Okay, I'd also like to address the sale of the Ford City and Katanning Junior High School building. We got a grant through because we paid for a consultant. Is this district going to be reimbursed for that $36,000 that we paid for a consultant so they'd have their grant?
No, unless the property is eventually resold to somebody for a reuse of it.
My understanding is that that's a matching grant, so the money that we spent towards the group that did the survey will apply to that matching part of that grant.
Okay, because I distinctly remember, I think June 15th, 2015, we were told that the grant would cover the fee and the district would be reimbursed. Second question on that, the parking lot at Ford City, is that included in the sale?
Well, keep in mind, right now it is an option to the Armstrong County Industrial Development Council. Yes, it's the entire Ford City Junior Senior High School property.
So for $1, we're giving them a completely flat, beautifully parking lot that is sellable right now?
We're giving them the option because we're required to give them some kind of control over that property because of the grant. If they later sell it to a developer of some kind or anybody who's going to reuse the property, if there is money available, it will go towards, for example, the Tanning Junior High reuse project. If there's still money available, it will be divided 50-50 between Armstrong School District and the Armstrong County Industrial Development Corporation. We are not anticipating any great sums of money being available.
Yeah. Last question. The McCain property. This board, I think, Mr. Close, you were very much in favor of giving that lot back to the Historical Society. Why aren't we doing, I'm assuming we're not going to do that for the same reasons. That's a small lot. I think it's 210 feet by 103 feet.
Yeah, we still haven't decided on that. We haven't made a decision on that yet. Before it was, when the Trek Corporation was interested in that property, they were adamant about having to have the whole thing for their project. Since, I don't think we've had much discussion. That kind of drifted off, and they don't reoccur those discussions again. They choose not to, then it's a good option that we might do that, just to.
Have we ever offered it to the Historical Society?
We didn't offer to them because they'll take it as soon as we offer it to them, so we were just exploring these other options, and
Well,
we know that exists, so.
It was their property to begin with, so they should have it, and we should also maintain the parking lot because, I'll give you a bid on that parking lot as it is right now if you want one. It'll be more than $1 too. Thank you.
Well, still there? The Armstrong County Industrial Development Council, like I said, they have an option. If you want to offer them something, I'm sure they will consider it. Their option only will be existing for approximately 1 year. So they're going to have time to try to find people like you who may want to reuse the property.
Right, I'm going to put a charter school.
That is precluded from occurring under the option.
Don't let that deter you from.
We got a half a
getting
step
bid in
ahead of you
early.
anyway.
Any other public comments on agenda items?
Was Biz 10 on the agenda?
Yes.
Okay, all right. There's no need to comment on that.
Minutes of the open caucus session, May 4th, and the regular meeting of May 8th. Entertain a motion and second for approval of those minutes. I didn't get that. Mr. Rarick, have a second? Mr. Johnson. Roll call, please.
Mr. Rarick.
Yes.
Mr. Scaife.
Yes.
Ms. Walker.
Yes.
Mr. Burdell.
Yes.
Mr. Chauncey.
Yes.
Mr. Close.
Yes.
Mr. Mulroy.
Yes.
Number voting yes, 7. Number voting no, 0. 2 absent, motion carries.
Under the bills, the food service fund for May, capital projects fund for May, athletic fund for April, and the presentation of bills for payment for May. Entertain a motion and second for payment of those bills. Ms. Walker, second, Mr. Rarick. Any additional questions this week on bills? Roll call, please.
Mr. Scaife.
Yes.
Ms. Walker.
Yes.
Mr. Burdell.
Yes.
Mr. Chauncey.
Yes.
Mr. Close.
Yes?
Mr. Mulroy.
Yes.
Mr. Rarick.
Yes.
Number voting yes, 7. Number voting no, 0. 2 absent, motion carries.
Personnel items. Motion and second for approval of those items with the exception of par 11, 12, 17, 18, and 26, which are for information only. Motion and second. Mr. Burdell, on the second. Second, Ms. Walker. Roll call, please.
Ms. Walker.
Yes.
Mr. Burdell.
Yes.
Mr. Chauncey.
Yes.
Mr. Close.
Yes.
Mr. Mulroy.
Yes.
Mr. Rarick.
Yes.
Mr. Scaife.
Yes.
Number voting yes, 7. Number voting no, 0. 2 absent, motion carries.
Education items 1, 2, and 3. Motion and second for approval of those 3 education items. Mr. Rarick, the second, Ms. Walker. Any additional questions on those 3 items? Roll call, please.
Mr. Burdell.
Yes.
Mr. Chauncey.
Yes.
Mr. Close.
Yes.
Mr. Mulroy.
Yes.
Mr. Rarick.
Yes.
Mr. Skate.
Yes.
Ms. Walker.
Yes.
Number voting yes 7, number voting no 0, 2 absent, motion carries.
Business items, to go pull out business 8, this will be, 8 will be by itself. So up through 7 and then 9 and 10. Motion and second for approval of those business items. Mr. Skate, Mr. Rarick. Any additional questions on those business items? Roll call, please.
Mr. Chauncey.
Yes.
Mr. Close.
Yes.
Mr. Mulroy.
Yes.
Mr. Rarick.
Yes.
Mr. Skate.
Yes.
Ms. Walker.
Yes.
Mr. Burdell.
Yes.
Number voting yes 7, number voting no 0, 2 absent, motion carries.
Now, business 8, approval of the 2017-18 budget for Armstrong School District. A motion and second for approval. Mr. Rarick, for the second. Mr. Burdell. Anything additional from business side, from board members?
I think Chris said it best last on, the idea that we've done everything. Our personnel, the administrators, cut and cut and cut. These last couple of years, as much as we could, and I know it has a small increase, but I don't. I think at this point we have to consider that seriously.
Thank you. Anyone else? Roll call, please, Linda.
Mr. Close.
Yes?
Mr. Mulroy.
Yes.
Mr. Rarick.
Yes.
Mr. Skate.
Yes.
Ms. Walker.
Yes.
Mr. Burdell.
Yes.
Mr. Chauncey.
Yes.
Number voting yes 7, number voting no 0, 2 absent, motion carries.
Maintenance items 1 and 2, as we discussed on Thursday. Entertain a motion second for approval of those 2 maintenance items. So Mr. Rarick and Mr. Mulroy. Any additional questions? Roll call, please.
Mr. Mulroy.
Yes.
Mr. Rarick.
Yes.
Mr. Skate.
Yes.
Ms. Walker.
Yes.
Mr. Burdell.
Yes.
Mr. Chauncey.
Yes.
Mr. Close.
Yes.
Number voting yes 7, number voting no 0, 2 absent, motion carries.
2 policy items was discussed last week with our solicitor. Motion and second for approval of those 2 items. Ms. Walker, have a second. Mr. Burdell. Roll call, please.
Mr. Rarick.
Yes.
Mr. Skate.
Yes.
Ms. Walker.
Yes.
Mr. Burdell.
Yes.
Mr. Chauncey.
Yes.
Mr. Close.
Yes.
Mr. Mulroy.
Yes.
Number voting yes 7, number voting no 0, 2 absent, motion carries.
3 general items discussed last week. The parent handbook was kind of paralleled with the policy changes. Motion and second for approval of those 2 items. Mr. Rarick and Mr. Chauncey.
3 items.
Yeah, 3 items. 1, 2. Any additional questions on 2 and 3 on the sale as we described the process? We discussed that pretty heavily over the weeks. Once. Roll call, please.
Mr. Skate.
Yes.
Ms. Walker.
Yes.
Mr. Burdell.
Yes.
Mr. Chauncey.
Yes.
Mr. Close.
Yes.
Mr. Mulroy.
Yes.
Mr. Rarick. Number voting yes 7, number voting no 0, 2 absent, motion carries.
Information folder? Anything
No
additional?
additional items for information.
Anything from board members? Ms. Ladies? All right, motion and second to adjournment. Mr. Rarick and the second. Mr. Burdell. All in favor for adjournment?
Aye.
We're adjourned. Thank you.